This is our first leak locator. Kareem, we looked at your information, we looked at your metrics, and we saw you had 9.5K ad spend per month, Meta, and mainly it's mobile first traffic. So out of that, your spend seems efficient, but your profit is kind of fragile. We will get into it in more details. So your CPC is 0.24, which is fine, which is actually good. Now, this ad spend amounts to 39K, approximately 39K sessions, which is also fine. So this is mobile traffic from Meta ads. It is not the constraint. Now, moving forward in the funnel, we look at the PDP to add to cart. So the add to cart rate in your store is 4.4, which is a bit low. Um, Currently, we took as an example one of your products, one of your PDPs, which is the RGB magnetic Bluetooth speaker. Um, First of all, what I have to say is we have visual interest without immediate value clarity. So basically, we're showing them just a big picture of the product. I'm on a big picture of the product, but we're not explaining why this product is valuable. We're not showing it in a lifestyle, for example. So we're showing the product, we're showing it on a phone, but you're not showing, for example, someone using it, someone like that. So that would be like the aha moment of the viewer, where they relate. So that's how I'd use it. In addition to that, the trust and justification after it happens after the has. Okay, so uh, part two is the trust and justification is happening after the hesitation begins. So we need to scroll down a lot to see our trust badges, to see our explanation why and how this product is useful. So not exactly. This is one piece of the pie. This is one product. So since you're a general store, you have multiple SKUs, right? So this is just one SKU. So in a general store, you don't look at the performance of the whole general store. Of course, 4.4 is fine, but a 1.7 conversion rate is not. Why is your add to cart rate good but your conversion rate low? It's because you have multiple SKUs. You have SKUs that increase your add to cart rate. They have 10 and 12% add to cart rate, which is amazing, and other products that have a 1 and a 1.5 add to cart rate, some lower than 1. So this is why the variation, this is the mismatch. We'll get into it later. So just to keep checking later on, if we have a problem later down the funnel, we don't. So I checked your cart to checkout ratio, it's fine. So intent continues fine once added to cart. So people, once they add to cart, everything seems to flow fine. People don't mind buying after adding to the cart. So the problem is just having them add to the cart. And the checkout to purchase also at 66%. So checkout completion rate is also fine. So there's no constraint in that. Now, the profit reality map here. This is where I tell you if it's logical to scale ads or not. In your case, it is logical to scale ads. Your ads are profitable. You don't need someone to tell you that. But I'll go deep down a bit in it onto why they're profitable. So first, the possible constraint is yours. This is the scale math. So your margin per visitor pre ads. So per visitor is 0.49. Your CAC is 0.24. Your cost per visitor, sorry, is 0.24. So your profit per visitor post ads is 0.25 cents. So every visitor that comes in your store, you get paid for them 25 cents, which is, so the more traffic you put in, of course, it's going to converge a bit down, but this is approximately the number. Every single user that goes in your store, you win 25 cents. Yes, overall, overall, generally. So you have a margin headroom of 25 cents. What does that mean? Which means you can afford to get two visitors for free and before getting paid, you know? Okay, so the verdict for that, so scale works today because you have a 2x margin cover, and then yeah, that's there's no constraint here. So if we take a look at the traffic and cost, so here's what we paid and what we made. So traffic and cost is what we paid. You spent 9.5K on ad spend, 39K visitors, and a CAC of a cost of 24 cents per visitor. Your revenue and profit is what we made. It's 20K approximately without, of course, without the draft orders and without, yes. Yeah, these are purely from the store. So this is the number purely from the store. It's out of these 20K and the draft orders, we got a 9.9K net profit, which means your revenue per visitor is 52 cents. Does that make sense till here? Do we have an agreement? Which is really good, actually, which is really good. So it was a hard time for me to find some leaks, but you've done such a good job, as you made it hard for me, but we did find some stuff that we had. Yes, I noticed that. So I noticed when we go down, I noticed that you focus a bit, which is good. It is good that you focus on Meta, but you give too much attention. You give more attention to Meta compared to the website. So yes, the Shopify. So you need to don't keep the same attention on Meta, but improve your attention on the website side, because it will make you more money. Uh, Now, this is what the data clearly shows us. You have first, we have an ATC variance that is huge across products. What does that mean? So that means our ATC can be 2.7, 1.4, 1.2, 1.3, and 4.2, and can also be 10.2, 8.4, 8.8, and approximately 8 on your collections page. Yes. So you have between different products a very big variance in add to cart rate for the same store, for the same traffic, and for the same theme. So add to cart is product. This tells us that add to cart is product dependent. Your add to cart rate. It's not store wide and not theme wide. Now, these yes, it is product dependent. Yes. So moving forward, the second point it tells us, the data tells us, is your add to cart is not universally low. Low. You have multiple SKUs that generate high intent from the same traffic source, same store, and same device. But the problem is, okay, I'll tell you what the problem is afterwards. But what is not the problem is traffic. So visitors will add to cart, meta traffic can convert, and intent exists in this store. The leak happens elsewhere. Where is that? It's here. The top traffic products, they're underperforming on add to cart. So your products that are getting the most sessions are underperforming on the ATC rate. For example, you have the remote control, the airplane is having 16K sessions with a 2.7 add to cart rate, which is below top performance range. The RGB speaker also, it had 9K sessions, 4.2, which is not that bad. And car washing towel had 7K sessions. Those are. Mhm. There's multiple reasons. There's actually three reasons for that. I'll explain them down below here. Okay, so why does this happen? I'll get to it. Okay, so so your biggest leaks sit on the highest volume. So the more volume, the stuff that are getting the most volumes, they have the biggest leaks. So yeah. Okay, so this is what this is. It's not ad traffic quality. Some products convert well. It's not store and theme. Given the evidence, what it is, it's a product offer PDP mismatch. Okay, on high traffic SKUs. So, okay, so basically, yes, you have a lot of creatives, and these creatives are giving a lot of value. They're doing a lot of promises. So people like the creatives. They're clicking, but once they go to the PDP, they feel like it's different. Like the promise from the creative is different from the it's different than the promise from the PDP. So yes, on some PDPs, of course. So we have weak value framing, price not justified, trust gaps amplified by product risk, and ads overselling. That's what I told you now. PDP is underselling. Now, for example, we have a lot of high curiosity products, as we just said, the remote controlled airplane, the gesture RC cars, remote controlled, and the mini chainsaw. What is happening here is like there's the ads are selling fun, exciting, curiosity, and it looks impressive. But when they go, so they're curious. When they go to the PDP, there's no the curiosity is not being turned into intent, you know. So it's not delivering to them that same excitingness and fun and impressiveness. So yeah, in conclusion, curiosity is not buying intent. Clicks don't mean confidence, and excitement collapses at the PDP. This gap murders our add to cart. So why does this happen? Before we get to this, I'm gonna ask you, why do you think this happens? Okay. So it's yes, it's not yeah, it is an accurate answer. Sometimes it's offer based, but the price is not the problem. The price is it can be there, but it needs to be justified. So you need to tell them why it was priced this way. You have to give them a price to value gap. So yes. Mm, I Yes, this is exactly our point. So people see it's the video, it's interesting, and then they look to the PDP page and they don't get the same feeling, the same interest. Some people come to see just the price. This is accounted for. So there's a lot of factors why add to cart is 5 to 8%. One of these factors is taking into consideration that people just go to look at the price. Some people just clicked by accident. Some people their kids are using the phone. They got a notification. They left. So there's many reasons our ATC is 5 to 8, and there's many reasons our ATC is 5 to 8, and this is one of them. So it should be accounted for in the. يعني, given that we should have an ATC of 5 to 8, you know what I mean? So given that we have people checking the price, we should still have an add to cart rate of 5 to 8. Okay, so there are three main reasons for that. First of all, your this is the most common. Ads oversell and PDBs underjustify. So ads promise you something very expensive, very exciting, and then the PDP shows them generic images, dropship style layout, feature list, and not outcomes. So what happens is people click, they're interested, and then they hesitate. So there's no add to. Yes, look at this. So this is one of the examples. So here it's very drop shippy. Okay, so instead of yeah, and they have just the name of the product, RGB magnetic Bluetooth speaker. There's no value. There's no reason for them to buy. Okay, there's no aha. Yes, and we could change the copy of the title also and the photo. First of all, we should make the photo a bit smaller. If the photo is a bit smaller, you can fit more stuff. You can put the price above the fold. You can put the CTA button above the fold. Above the fold means in the first screen. So with that done, there's more stuff that can fit there. There's more trust badges that can fit there. Anything that you would be interested in adding here, and the photo itself, we could change it. If we put a photo that is a use case instead of just the product photo. So put the product photo maybe in second, and put the first photo maybe someone using it in their in their lifestyle. So it could be AI generated, not a problem. AI generated photos are pretty realistic these days, but like when someone enters, if I'm a football player, for example, my brand clip it, if I'm a football player and I click on the ad of football and then I go and see the camera just by itself, I might not buy it. But if I look at the picture and it shows someone wearing it and they're playing football, then I would be more interested. You got what I mean? So it would give me a higher intent of buying. So this is one of the reasons. Second reason is products require trust, but the PDP does not earn it. So we have high risk products. What we have, I noticed we have a lot of high risk SKUs, electronics, RC toys, stuff that have moving parts. So what the buyer asks silently is, will this arrive? If they're the first a first time customer, will this arrive? Will it actually work? Because they're cheap electronics. Is it just cheap junk? Will it break? There's so many questions, And looking at the PDP, it does answer that 2 to 3 scrolls away, but it's not answered above the fold. You know what I mean? Yes, this is the problem. This is the problem. Yes, you don't have to fit everything in the first picture, but you can fit them in the second scroll. So you have two scrolls. Most people don't scroll away more than twice. So I noticed on your website you have a lot of scroll on each PDP, which means we have a lot of information, of course. But like most people will not scroll this far. If you add the tracker, you can actually I think there is a Shopify app that helps you with that. It can track how many scrolls you got. Yani, how many scroll Yes, so it shows heat maps. I forgot the name of it. It does show heat maps. So it shows you how much people scroll down, you know? So this is part two. And the third possible reason is something you love dearly. You love ROAS a lot. So here, this is where ROAS could be a bit lying to you. Or it's not lying to you, they're lying to it and it's telling you the truth, okay? So, no, not exactly. So here the traffic is intentional, but it's misqualified. So what the founder sees, they see what you see. You see clicks increasing, you see the ROAS is fine, and you scale the ad, okay? But you get a high CTR, a low CPC, your ROAS looks healthy, so and you have a stable spend. But the ROAS, it measures revenue, it doesn't measure intent, okay? So, mhm. Yes. Yes, exactly. But still, yani, so you have revenue. You're looking at the ROAS. It's checking your revenue. Your revenue is fine. In fact, your revenue is great. If we just look at that, so if you scale today, you're making more money than you're spending. Your revenue looks great. Your ROAS looks great. But if you want to add that tidbit, which I found to be a 33% increase in your profit, that would be due to intent. Okay, so it's just a small nitpick. So what actually happens is traffic goes up, curiosity clicks increase, so people click due to curiosity, but they drop on the add to cart just because they're curious. So they just come to look at the price or look at the product or something like that, which is why your profit stagnates. Now, your top three profit leaks, as promised. Your first leak is you're paying for curiosity instead of intent. So it's an SKU level traffic waste. So here, when I explain to you that your add to cart rate drops because people are clicking due to curiosity and not intent, this is here. Why does that happen? This happens. Mhm. Yes, this is people at your level and higher. So really. And then beyond that, you have to focus on intent. Yes. So guys, this is Karim Hamza on Instagram. I'll put the plug somewhere in the video. You can check his Instagram and maybe YouTube. Are you on YouTube? Okay, soon enough. Soon enough. Karim is one of the people that got me to love e-commerce. By the way, I met him in the start of my journey and in my digital journey, and he got me to believe that e-commerce is actually something. It's not a scam. So yeah, It's not. Okay, so your first leak basically is you're paying for traffic, but because you have this many SKUs, so what your issue is, you're trying to add and test as many SKUs to find your winning product, right? But this problem this is causing you a problem where you have a lot of SKUs that are high curiosity and low intent. They're very vibey, so these SKUs are eating your traffic. So most of your sessions are going there. Not most of them, but a big portion of your sessions are going there, and they naturally have a low add to cart rate. So even if you push them, you will not get a medium add to cart rate. So these are eating the add to cart rate. So if you take a look at your analytics, I left some reports there. If you take a look at those analytics, you can see that you have a lot of SKUs that have below standard, very way below standard add to cart rates. So these should be killed. And now I split them into three buckets. I split your SKUs into three buckets, which is bucket A, the kill. You can kill them if you want, but I would recommend kill them. The bucket B, which can be improved. If you improve them, you can get a higher add to cart on them, and they can be scalable. And your bucket C is your winners. So these are have the highest conversion, have the highest profit, have the highest add to cart rate. You can have the document later on after the call. Okay. So the same store, there is a lot of high intent products. You have a high intent SKUs, which are the bucket C. They have an add to cart rate of 10 and 12 and 8. So this is great. These SKUs are winners. If you kill those and just focus on those, you're fine. You don't need to get more SKUs. But of course, the product dies. You know better than me in this field and that in this aspect. So SKUs die, but for the short term time being, you can actually scale those and make more than you're making out of them currently. Okay, so your second leak is your add to PTP continuity gap. So we talked about this. You have high traffic, wow, products, so they're impressive, but they lose intent before adding to cart. The ad here we can see the ad promises something fire, exciting, premium, big outcome, which is why you have a high click through rate and high curiosity. But the promise is not closed in the PTP above the fold, as we just said. So excitement meets hesitation. We have generic images, features instead of outcomes, and no way to trust the actual product unless we scroll down a lot. And the price appears before proof. So you don't have to put all the proof of the product above the price. That would actually lower your add to cart rate. But if you improve the headline and sub headline, give them a proper copy where it gives a trust through just the headline and sub headline, you would get more add to cart rates that way, without moving the price down. Um, and then what the funnel shows: high sessions, low add to cart, 3%, and checkout doesn't even get the chance. Checkout is really good, so it's working good for you. Just if you just get people to check out, you're fine. Okay. So your leak three is value is not justified early enough. So they're pretty related. So the three leaks are pretty related. But now, as we get into calculations, you will understand why they're a bit different. Just from the batch of SKUs, you will get why they're different. So here we have medium intent products. So batch B, they lose commitment before add to carts, like this product. This product has a lot of sessions. It has a solid add to cart rate. It's one of your best actually products, not from an add to cart rate perspective, but you told me that it's one of your yes. Yeah, so it has one of the highest ROAS, I presume, right? Yes. So the only reason this product is in your bucket B, not your bucket A, not your bucket C, is because of its add to cart. If you just improve its add to cart over the next 10 days, I think it could go into bucket C. It could see a lot of improvement in the add to cart rate if you keep, of course, bringing traffic in. So the product is not broken. People who add to cart buy, and checkout completion is normal. So you have commitment that converts. You have proof about that product. We've seen the data of that product over 3 months already, or 2 months, I think. Then visitors hesitate when they reach the PDP. Value is revealed too late. So here if we take a look at the, hold on, if we can zoom. Here, there is no reason for, there is no value. Yeah, it's not showing them any value here. As you can see, there's just a name, and it's telling them 19 people are snatching it up right now. I see what this is doing. This is trying to give urgency, but people, if they notice, if it's too obvious for them that you're trying to increase the urgency, they will feel like they're being scammed, it will feel scammy. So if you just, Mhm. Yes, so it could be kept. It's not a problem, but I think it should be a bit lower. And here you're trying to capitalize on the AOV, so trying to get a higher AOV, but we need to show more value and then tell them buy more. So yeah. Finally, what this costs you, the qualified traffic arrives, they hesitate, no add to cart, we already talked about this, fewer commits than possible. Now, what this is costing you, here is the fun math. I like this. So total paid sessions are 39K. Traffic sent to kill slash pause SKU. So this is how much traffic you're sending to SKUs that I put in the bucket A. Does it make sense? Okay, so in the bucket A, yes, kill or pause for the SKUs. So the bucket A means these SKUs, you can either kill them or pause them for now. Does it make sense? Okay. So approximately, conservatively, actually, you're getting 20% of your traffic is going into those paused SKUs. Okay. So into not paused SKUs, it's going into those bucket A SKUs. Okay. So it's going to something that contains a drain instead of something that multiplies profit. So, which is why your add to cart here is approximately 1%. In these, the average add to cart rate for these bucket A products is 1% approximately. So, and your expected baseline add to cart, so your average add to cart over the whole store is 4.4. So you get 79 add to carts currently from these products. But if you just get rid of these products and pull traffic into more products that are in bucket B or bucket C, you would be closer to the baseline and sometimes even higher than the baseline because these products have a higher add to cart rate, which would means you would get 346 add to carts compared to the 79. Does it make sense? Okay, so here, this is how much you're missing at two cards. So if we subtract the expected from minus the actual, we see that we have 267 lost add to cards. Okay, your your add to cart to purchase rate is 39%, 39.9%. So this is the percentage of people that add to cart and then complete the purchase. Don't drop off after adding to cart, which is great. So if we apply these, so this difference, this gap in add to carts, if we apply it, we see that we get 107 more purchases. Does it make sense? Yes. So this is how much monthly profit is lost. Your profit is per order is 8.62. So I calculated this based on your AOV and your profit margin that you gave me, and we proved this. So your profit per order is approximately 8.62. So profit from these, you're missing out on approximately 900 to 1.1K per month in pure profit. This is not pure profit, not margin. Yes. So no, no, no. Actually, it is. It is. Yes. So yes, it should. This is why this is the block A. This is the step one. Now the leak two. So that was leak one. Okay, makes sense. Now, the leak two, we have the total paid sessions again 39K. Now, sessions that are landing on high traffic wow products. So these are the sessions that are landing on your bucket B products, but not all of them. On some part of your bucket B products that have this wow effect, but they drop down later. Okay, does it make sense which products these this is referring to? Yes. So if so, or they're very they're very curiosity they're very curiosity, they give more importance to curiosity. So here, if we take a conservative assumption that these are taking 25% of your total sessions, does it make sense? Okay, so no, I'm just asking if it makes sense. So if the number actually makes sense, not if it's understandable. Mhm. So say we get up, so that means we get approximately 10K sessions on these wow products. Now, these products have an add to cart, average add to cart rate of 3%, which means you're getting out of these products a total of 395 add to carts. Your achievable ATC from these wow products, if you improve these wow products or if you move to better products, is approximately 6%. So we get double the add to carts. Does it make sense? Okay, so this is already proven elsewhere in the store and other SKUs. Now, your missed add to carts are 295. Again, our purchase rate at 39.9. We have approximately 118 purchases that are missed, which accounts to 1.1K, approximately 1K profit, gross profit lost. Make sense? All right. So, mhm. Yes, or we create excitement on the PDP. So here, this is lost because ads create excitement the PDP doesn't earn. So if you can also improve the PDP and at the same time focus on better products. So you have to choose. You have two decisions to make. One of two decisions to make. Either try to improve this product and then decide if you want to keep it or kill it based on the outcome, or just kill it instantly. I would recommend the first one, of course. Now, your league three, which is value is not justified enough. Here we have the medium intent winners. So these are also in B. These are also in bucket B, but they are different than these ones. So these have high traffic wow. These are high traffic wow products, and these are medium intent winners. So uh, they don't have a lot of intent, but they're actually winners. You know what I mean? So the ad promise is the same as the PDP promise, which is great, but the actual intent on these products is lower. Okay, so these medium intent winners are actually 30% of your total sessions, which is approximately 12K sessions. So if your current add to cart rate on these is 4.5, it can be taken to a 6.5, and then it would give us 236 more add to carts, which means 94 purchases, which means $810 in monthly gross profit lost. Okay. So this is just because of weak early value justification. So if you just improve the value justification on these medium intent winners, you can get those profits back. So if we add them up, these three, after fixing those, we get a 2.7 to 3K profits retrieved. Does it make sense? Yes, it does need. So this is monthly, by the way. Okay. So this is 2.7 to 3K monthly profits. What do you think, Karim? Yes. Thank you, Karim. Thank you. So, Karim, it was a pleasure working with you. Thank you for your trust. And guys, this was our first case study. Uh, Karim, we will take an update from you if you decide to fix those stuff. We will take an update from you later on to see if you actually achieved this extra profit or not. All right. So thank you, Karim. Yeah, bye, guys.